Something other than the University of Tulsa and always the Oklahoma football team. They're now excited about this soccer team, the Tulsa Roughnecks, who upset Minnesota and are now playing the vaunted New York Cosmos. We have over 30,000 fans in attendance here this evening. And there's Jack Brand, who's been waiting for this moment for a while.
Well, Jack Brand, of course, still has many, many fans back in the New York and New Jersey area, and they remember him. Hubert Birkenmeier has come on, of course, to do his thing for the Cosmos. Has had a great run of games with victories, 9 or 10 games. There's Hubert, and he's trying to help the Cosmos fans forget Jack, but it's a great matchup tonight.
Well, I think he's done that already. Hubert Birkenmeier has been an exceptional goalkeeper for the Cosmos. Nothing against Jack Brand, but Birkenmeier has been sensational.
It's a great franchise here, too. It's very impressive they get this kind of crowd out here. Of course, they did for the last Cosmos game, but also just talking to the people associated with this club and to the fans, there's just a remarkable enthusiasm in an area which really didn't have much soccer 5 years ago, and which really doesn't also have much in the way of an ethnic population. So these are all Oklahoma fans who really don't have any other sport in town to support and have rallied to the cause of soccer and are coming out in great numbers.
Cosmos played here in June. They won the 3-2 game. 30,162 showed up. That was a Tulsa record. And we may exceed that record here tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from Tulsa, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched with so gallantly streaming, and the rocky thread led the bumpers singing gave room through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, let's go to the starting lineups. Seamus, let's look at Tulsa first.
Well, there you see Jack Brand in goal, of course. Terry Darricott, Don O'Riordan, Sammy Chapman, David Nish, all solid English players at the back four. Middle of the field, Billy Gazonis from Hartwick College, Steve Powell, who was ejected the last time they played, Wayne Hughes. Up front, the gray-haired Alan Woodward, Rogers Davies, and the surprising Steve Earle in the place of Villa. And the Cosmos will line up with Hubert Birkenmeier in goal. Unfortunately, Carlos Alberto is not playing tonight, so Beckenbauer goes back to sweep, and the back four with Reisbergen, Marinho, and Eskandarian. The midfield four will be Carbognani in place of Beckenbauer, Ricky Davis, Naskins, and Bogey, and up front, of course, Giorgio, Chinaglia, and Dennis Stewart.
Alberto has a hamstring pull. I'm told he originally hurt that in the Washington game in the rain, then re-injured it in the Toronto game at Giant Stadium Sunday. So Carlos being held out here. He's possible for Sunday. Carbognani, one of the few players that played the last game, and he was a hero here because he scored the game winner with just under a minute to go. Now Carbo will in effect in the 4-4-2, be playing more a retreating midfield position, more of a defensive position, a front sweeper, if you will. The good news is that Chinaglia is almost fully recovered, and the Cosmos are ready to start round 2. And these fans in Tulsa are really up. You can hear them shouting in the background. Here's Beckenbauer playing the sweeper, and now Ricebergen under pressure off Carbo. And now they're going to call what? Either foul or handball.
I think Gazonis came in a little bit hard on Ricky Davis. Gazonis is a very small player, Jim, but really he's got tremendous tenacity, and he's a good tackler.
Right, here's Bogey getting away from his man, playing it for Neskins, and it's knocked over the far sideline. That's Derricott over there, but it was last touch, I believe, by Johan Neskins. Now roll back into Jack Brand. As you can tell, we have football lines here. Disregard, if you will, the white lines. The yellow lines are the ones that count here if you're watching in color. If you're not, you're in trouble. The field is about 66 yards wide, a pinch narrow, but the Cosmos have played on more narrow fields. They'd rather have it 75 or 80. There's Ricebergen heading it away over the far sideline. Tulsa and the Cosmos have met 3 times. Cosmos have won all 3. 1-0, 3-1, and 3-2. The last win was right here on television. The Cosmos came from a 2-0 down deficit to win 3-2. Here it is in front. Now you're going to see a lot of this today. Popping the ball in that penalty area, Seamus, and hoping that their big guys, especially Davies, can head one home.
Well, that's why I'm a little surprised that Villa is not playing, because yes, he's an American player, but he's very good in the air and has scored a couple of good goals for them when he came over here from Minnesota. But I guess they're probably going with the more experienced player, Steve Earle.
All right, the last time these clubs met here, when the Cosmos won 3-2, Tulsa did not come out and attack the Cosmos, play them all over the field. They are early on here. And they put people under pressure, and that time, that's why the pass went astray from Eskandarian. Not a lot of room, and with a narrow field, this will be to Tulsa's credit, or to their advantage, we should say. All right, here's Tulsa with the ball. Tulsa Roughnecks. Here's Marinho almost picking it off. Tulsa keeps it. This is Woodward, the gray-haired gentleman. In the box, his shot is blocked by Beckenbauer, and it comes over the near sideline. So Tulsa looking a little ginger early on. There's Woodward, number 7. Watch him. He's an outstanding player.
Officially listed as a right winger, though. Alan Woodward will come out into the middle of the field and trying to draw the Marinho with him.
Now also, as we throw it in, Birkenmeyer punches it away nicely, and Ricky Davis clears it. And Chinaglia will have some room. Giorgio under pressure, and Tulsa wins the ball. Keep in mind now, this Tulsa club is up. They upset Minnesota. They feel now they can beat anyone. And the Cosmos are hoping that they can just hold them off here, settle it down for the first 10-15 minutes of the game, and then get into their game plan.
Well, that very dangerous run up there by Dan O'Riordan to run under that long cross from Woodward. O'Riordan's a center back, but with the Cosmos playing only 2 players up front, they can afford to, Tulsa can afford to release O'Riordan and let him go up and overlap.
By Cosmos with Beckenbauer surrounded by people. Woodward and Ricebergen made a fine defensive play. Wim Ricebergen. There's a good pass. Offside. Tulsa really attacking early on. That Steve Earle, number 8, was offside in the play. And looking very frisky. Tulsa.
The crowd here cheers just about every pass, every interception, every tackle. It's remarkable how much enthusiasm here. I think it's only fair to say that it's not yet a sophisticated audience, but their enthusiasm is unparalleled.
By Cosmos trying to attack there. Ricky Davis tried to play it in front, easily back to Jack Brand, who hasn't had much to worry about early on here. Tulsa on the regular season 14-16. That record not totally indicative because they lost a lot of very close games. Bogey blocked it down, going to give up corner kick. Now on these corner kicks, watch Sammy Chapman, a defender number 5. He's good in the air. He's now running to the head of the box here. He has scored 7 goals this year. And you know that most of them have come off of this situation.
And once again, it was Don O'Riordan who forced that corner. Again, listed as a center back. He showed up that time on the right wing.
All right, here it is. Cosmos. That's Nastings, who'll be in the box for corner kicks and free kicks because of his great jumping ability. All right, because the field is narrow, here's Hughes. You might see some long throw-ins. Now, when the Cosmos were here before Ricky Davis, there's a goal. There's a goal. Incredible. Off an unbelievable angle. Deflected off Beckenbauer into the goal. Incredible.
Well, that's a little hard to believe. Wayne Hughes took what must be virtually a 0% shot from way out near the sideline. He must have seen that Beckenbauer was cutting out from his goal a little bit and just rammed it in that far corner.
All right, we're picking it up. It was off a throw-in. And Tulsa now with a 1-0 lead. This program is authorized on the rights granted by the Cosmos solely for the entertainment of our audience. In any publication, broadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing this program without the express consent of the Cosmos, is prohibited.
Yeah, here's the replay, and there's the little touchback. Actually, Bogey tried to flick it out, and you see it comes back to Hughes, and he just volleys it. And Hubert was going the other direction, and then it slipped off his body inside the near post. A really surprising choice of shot, but obviously a good one.
Looked like Hubert was kind of in the net. He was deep in the net on that play.
Yeah, he had taken a step, and then at the last minute, the last second, saw the shot, and I think lost his balance as the ball came over.
All right, here's a shot deflected over the goal line. It'll be a goal kick for the Cosmos. Surprising score early on. Tulsa 1, the Cosmos 0. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, we played 8 minutes of the match, and Tulsa on top 1-0, and a huge goal. There's a foul against the Cosmos against Carbognani, getting over the top. Hughes, by the way, led this club in goal scoring throughout the regular season. He had 12 goals, so that's his 13th of the season. Now free kick. Now watch Woodward on the free kick, number 7.
Or even David Nish, who of course scored the great overtime winner against Minnesota from a situation quite similar to this. He's number 2, he may take it. He's marking Dennis Tuart, by the way. Will be hounding him man to man for most of the game.
All right, they try to play it inside. Ball deflected, Cosmos clear. Tulsa's been buzzing all over the field here in the first 8.5 minutes of the game. They have a goal to show for it. Tickets for all Cosmos playoff games in Soccer Bowl 79 to be held at Giant Stadium September the 8th are available at Ticketron, charged at the Cosmos ticket office, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, branches of the Manufacturers Hanover Trust Company, and Madison Square Garden. In New Jersey, Cosmos tickets are available at Fidelity Union Trust Company offices and at Giant Stadium. And we're told by Jim Trecker of the league office that they've sold 50,000 seats already for Soccer Bowl. Any fans that are waiting till the last second, I suggest that you get on with it. All right, knocked over the near sideline by Woodward. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in.
Well,
Cosmos have had no room at all, Seamus.
You see, it's a narrow field. That's the kind of pressure that you expect to see for a lot of the game. But Toronto started that way, if you may remember, too. Although I think Tulsa have been more effective in shaking the Cosmos out of their rhythm.
Carbognani almost put the Cosmos under pressure with that back head. But the Cosmos got away with it. This is Marinho. Tuart is pushed. Referee was not in position to see that. Maglio, the referee, letting him play on. It's a bit physical. All right, with the ball, this is Ricky Davis outside the 35-yard line. Comes back to Ricky. And again, Tulsa very, very aggressive. Cosmos looking to just settle it down and get into a rhythm here. Here's Bogey, a hand fighting. That's hand-to-hand combat down there. All right, Cosmos put in play. This is Eski. Hard shot wide. Seamus, the fans may be noticing that although we've been talking about 30,000 fans, that side of the stadium is empty. That has been condemned by the city. They're rebuilding it.
And I think it's going to be a beautiful stadium when the rebuilding is finished. They should be able to seat about 42, 43,000.
All right, bad clearance there by Tulsa. Here are the Cosmos now attacking. Here's Naskins. Giorgio trying to play it back outside to Ricky Davis. Tulsa not playing like a 14-16 club and playing like a club that just beat Minnesota, aren't they?
Well, they're making use of the space. Again, Marinho going way up there and leaving a lot of space exposed on the left flank, which was immediately filled by Chapman, or by Wayne Hughes, rather. And that's something the Cosmos have got to watch out for. And Ricky Davis came back and covered it up 2/3 of the way down the field.
All right, Bogey, nice ball now. Intended for Chinaglia. It looked like the right idea, but the ball just had too much pace on it. And again, it's Tulsa controlling the ball. This is Big Sammy Chapman. It's a little Billy Gazonis, number 10. He was College Player of the Year when he was at Hartwick 2 years ago. Had a chance to play early his rookie year last year, and then he's had kind of a tough time, but he's back in the team now. And I guess he's doing the job because he's starting tonight. Chinaglia played to Franz, so Beckenbauer coming from his sweeper position forward. All right, play it to Denny Tuart. Tuart now, the Cosmos attacking. He's got Marinho on the left. Tuart tried to beat two-man, could not. And the ball is cleared. Reisbergen getting to it first. Wim Reisbergen, outstanding defender. Took it away from Rogers Davies. Now the Cosmos go with Marinho, and now there appears to be a little more space. Tulsa doesn't seem as urgent defensively as they were in the first 7 or 8 minutes. We'll see whether they're just taking a little blow here. 32 minutes to play. We have here come the Cosmos, give and go coming in the box, almost. We saw Reisbergen come all the way upfield, try to work the give and go, and Tuart try to get it back to Wim.
Well, the Cosmos have got to put pressure on the center of the defense, and they can't allow central defenders to come running up. And here you see the little give and go, the flick on to Reisbergen, but it just had too much pace. But that's not a bad idea, because you want to persuade Tulsa's defenders to stay back, and that's one way to do it, is to put threatening moves on in the middle of their area there.
All right, here's Woodward now in his own zone, plays it to Cosmos zone. That's Earle, Steve Earle, number 8. Reisbergen banging him. Woodward, the Gray Eagle, he's a wily veteran. And Tulsa now inside the Cosmo 35 with that cross in the box. Knocked away by Escondaria nicely. Bogey. No foul call. Marinho had to play it quickly under pressure. Davis to Carbognani. Now the pressure again. And a whistle blows, and foul was called back. Actually, it was Carbognani that was fouled, or Reisbergen.
Reisbergen fouled by Hughes. Wayne Hughes, the goal scorer.
It's 1-0. Tulsa, if you're just tuning in, and a goal by Wayne Hughes. Cosmos on the right sideline, knocked over the sideline. It should be Cosmos' throw. Although Roger Davies was trying to talk the linesman out of it. Ricky Davis. Knocked away from Rick. It'll be a Cosmos throw in again. Davis is capable of a long throw. Let's see if he's thinking about it now. Throws it back outside to Franz. Beckenbauer back in his sweeper position tonight in place of Carlos Alberto. Oh, there's a trip in the box and nothing called. That was close. Maglio, the official, the referee. That's a nice ball. Tulsa's playing well. Woodward and Marinho made the defensive play. Nice play by Francisco Marinho.
Woodward looking very dangerous, going right on Marinho, heading towards goal and not down the sideline. Very much in his favor, therefore. And Marinho did well to cut out that ball with a good tackle.
That was Naskins blocking down the Sammy Chapman attempted cross into the box. Johan Hondo Naskins. What an addition he's been to the Cosmos. What a spirit he's brought to this club. And they're going to need all that spirit, it would appear tonight, Seamus, because Tulsa is ready. Derricott. Here's Hughes. In the box. Not very dangerous. It'll be a goal kick. Cosmos. Tulsa leads the Cosmos 1-0 here in the first half. And you are watching Cosmos Soccer. Weisbergen thought that Marinho was a Dutch player and would be running and not jogging up the left wing. What do you got, my man? All right, it's still 1-0. Tulsa over the Cosmos here in the first half. They have a football clock here. They don't have a 45-second clock, so we have to say it's 27:35 to play in the half. Philadelphia is tied with Tampa 2-2 with a couple minutes to go in that game in Philly. Now here's Eski. His cross is knocked down. Eski was calling for a handball. Final game of this National Conference semifinal match will be contested this Sunday, August 26th at Giant Stadium, 7:30, the Cosmos in Tulsa. Bus service is available from New York's Port Authority, and tickets may be purchased at all Cosmos ticket outlets. 1-0. Tulsa, Jim Carvelis, Seamus Mallon from Skelly Stadium in Tulsa. This is Beckenbauer playing it back to Marinho. Tough Tulsa defense. All right, now with the ball. Weisbergen to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer to the 35. Franz. Play it to Carbognani. Carbo in the box trying to chip it in toward Naskins. Could not do it. Here's Johan chasing the ball, chasing Hughes, the goal scorer. Hughes cannot play it back to the keeper because Chinaglia's cut off the angle. And a bad pass. Carbo, a bad pass. They're trying to get it back to Bogey. And now a long ball that Weisbergen will knock over the near sideline.
Franz has got to keep coming forward because Tulsa is only playing with two players up front and effectively Woodward withdrawn. So there's some space for him to go up. He's got to put pressure on the center of the defense by those runs. But it would be nice to have Carlos, too.
It's always nice to have King Carlos, who's watching tonight and could very well be available for Sunday. There's that long throw now. Punched out Birkenmeyer. It's a scramble. Marinho came out with the ball. Now played it to Ricky. Marinho trying to get it back to Ricky. Marinho won it. And now they're going to call foul against Tulsa.
Dangerous play by Biligazonis there. Clearly got his foot way up high when Marinho was trying to head it.
Carbognani now. Trying to get away, get it to Franz. Beckenbauer. Carbo has room on the right side. Inside the 35. Carbo's pass is knocked down. Beckenbauer, not a very good shot by Franz.
But you see again how much space Franz has when he comes forward. Not too many players want to come out far and challenge him for fear that he may beat them with either a dribble or a deadly pass. On the other hand, nobody really marks him because he's a sweeper. You don't mark the sweeper. So when the sweeper comes up, clearly he creates a lot of problems for you.
That's an interesting stat on Franz. The Cosmos 13-1 with Franz in the lineup this year. That one loss was his first game back in the Vancouver game at Giant Stadium. That's the last time the Cosmos lost. All right, here's Woodward. It's a long ball now. And it should be a Cosmos throw. Thrown in to Beckenbauer, who was victimized for the goal. Hughes from the left sideline fired what appeared to be a cross low that hit Beckenbauer, deflected off of him at the near post and went in the net. That's the only goal. Tulsa's had some things going for him. They had an own goal in Minnesota, the first goal of that game, and then they scored on a David Nish free kick, and he doesn't ordinarily take the free kicks. So when things are going, everything's going for you.
Fouls on Tulsa's number 18, Donald.
The Cosmos are hoping not to let him get ahead too far here and let him think that they're a team of destiny. Here's Marinho. Naskins. And it's cleared. Naskins, always dangerous on that far post run, was up in the air and he almost spun around and picked that off on the ground. Marinho. Cosmos trail 1-0. Marinho for Denny Tour. It's too far for him. A reminder to Cosmos fans that deposits for 1980 season tickets are now being accepted. The Cosmos urge fans to act now as seating locations are assigned on a first-come, first-served basis. For further information on 1980 season tickets, call the Cosmos ticket office 212-265-8600. Jack Brand with a goal kick. It's picked off by the Cosmos and now re-intercepted by Tulsa. Tackle away by Davis. Now to Bogey. Back to Ricky. Ricky Davis now. Inside the 35-yard line. Back heel for Marinho. Stolen away by Woodward. And here comes Tulsa the other way. That's Wayne Hughes. There's that cross. Goal! What a goal!
Well, once again, I'm afraid to say that the left side of the Cosmos defense was terribly exposed by that aggressive play upfield by Marinho. And here you see Wayne Hughes with all that space crossing the 35 down the 25-yard. Nobody there to challenge him. He's got a lot of time to set up a cross. And Rogers Davies, this is his bread and butter. A nice swerving ball, a nice glancing header, and really no chance for Beckenbauer.
And Davies has now made it 2-0.
Here's a nice tight angle here again. You see Hughes got lots of time, hits the ball with a nice swerve, so you can see the ball spinning away, and there Reisbergen is beaten on the inside by Davis, who puts it away.
Well, now the Cosmos hoping history will repeat itself, because the last time they were here they trailed 2-0 and came on to win it. And now a foul call on Gazonis again. He and Ricky Davis colliding. And it'll be a free kick Cosmos, trailing 2-0. So the Cosmos have their work cut out for him here. By Marinho to take this free kick. Let's see what he does with it. Does he hit it on goal? Does he try to chip it in the box? Let's see. He chips it. And it's headed away in front. That was dangerous. Corner kick Cosmos now. Corner kick coming for the Cosmos. That was dangerous.
That was a nice piece of running in there, that deflected header. That's what you got to do. You can't just simply hit it in with a hope. You have to aim for somebody short or long.
All right, on the corner now. It's cleared. And knocked over the sideline. I believe last touch by Tulsa. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in. So, Seamus, the Cosmos are under the gun here in Tulsa again. 2 quick goals in the first half with 20 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the half. down 2-0. And Tulsa is believing more and more now that they're a team of destiny. All right, here come the Cosmos. Beckenbauer chipping it in the box toward Giorgio. Pass toward to Bogey. He missed it. Stewart got it to Bogey, and he's off the mark. Goal kick coming up from Tulsa. A surprise. Tulsa leads in the first half, 2-0. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. This is Marinho's fault. Got caught upfield. All right, in Tulsa, Skelly Stadium, Jim Carvilla, Seamus Mallon, and the Roughnecks, the surprise team so far in the playoffs, lead the Cosmos 2-0 in the first half. 18 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the half.
It's a little incredible that the referee hasn't made some kind of warning to number 18, Donna Reardon, who's really been climbing all over Bogey every time he's on the ball.
Oh, I can talk. Oh, all right. It's open.
All right, with the ball now is Riceberg, and now the fans are on every referee's call every time there's some contact. Now it'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. All right, with us now is Coach Ray Klavecka. Ray, you can't be too happy at this point, 2-0 down.
No, not happy at all, but to be realistic, they took 2 shots at the goal and scored 2 goals, so it's a little bit unusual, and we've had some bad breaks down the other end. We've got to open up the game a little bit. We've got to go wide. We've gone down the middle too much. It's a narrow stadium. We've got to open it up, and there was an example of going down the middle. We've got to open up and go wide.
All right, now, Tulsa seems a lot more aggressive coming out tonight than they did the last time we were here in June. They really came out after us.
Yes, they did. In the first 5 minutes or so, they really came on hard. But then for the next 10 minutes, I thought we took over, started to control, except that we're not using the width. And this is the thing that's really bothering us right now. We've got to now open up the game and go wide.
Okay, thank you, Ray. Ray Klavecka, coach of the Cosmos, with his expert opinions of the first 25 minutes of this game.
Interesting to follow up on Ray's comment. Both Tulsa's goals came from the sides. One a very wide angle shot, another from a penetration down the right-hand side. So there's a lot to what he says.
Well, the second goal was really creative because Marinho and Ricky Davis were upfield trying to create something, and the ball was intercepted, and Hughes came rambling up, and there was no one really back to cover Carbognani, but he just couldn't get back in time. Here comes Bogey now. Cosmos. Now to Ricky Davis. And now to Denny Tuart. Tuart now beats his man. Nobody at that far post. He was looking for Chinaglia.
That was a very nice piece of work, though, by Dennis, because he managed to fool and get around David Nish, which is not easy. And he did hit a nice swerving ball away, similar to the one that Hughes hit, but unfortunately, Giorgio was not running onto it, and was just inside a couple of yards.
All right, on the throw-in now, Eskandarian wins the ball to Carbo. Naskins heads toward Eski, but he cannot control it. Again, not enough yardage to work with. Cosmos will have to make an adjustment. And the Cosmos, a lot of the players playing tonight who didn't play in that first game, and the Cosmos didn't play here last year, have never played on this field before, so they've got an adjustment to make.
7-1.
Beckenbauer in his sweeper position, plays it out to Marinho. Tulsa closing in. Not giving the Cosmos room. They have to rush it. They lose it. Tulsa's controlled the first part of this game, no doubt about it. 15 and a half minutes to play in a half. Gazonis looking for a give-and-go pass, ran into Beckenbauer, and they give it to Tulsa on a throw-in. Now the referee says, give it to the Cosmos.
We talked earlier about Beckenbauer's penetration down the middle, and that's really valuable up to a point. But as Ray says, it's no good if you're doing it all the time, and it's only effective if it involves some early released passes so that the middle doesn't get congested. If it's congested, then you go wide.
All right, Carbognani now to 35, and now to Ricky Davis. Davis gets around. There's a shot. Ricky didn't get much of that ball.
No, but it was a good shot. I mean, it was a good choice of shot. Yes, it was 25 yards out, but he had beaten his man nicely to the right, and he had a legitimate go. It just, I think he may have stubbed his toe as he hit it. We all know that this young man can hit a ball.
14 and a half minutes to play in the first half. Jim Carvelis, Seamus Mallon, Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the Cosmos are under the gun. Backs against the wall. Foul call on Tulsa.
Now that's a good call. Davis clearly came over the top of Carbognani.
And you saw Carbo with a push. Referee didn't see that.
Once again, another very severe foul by O'Riordan. I really don't understand why the referee is allowing this to go on. Bogey was subjected to some pretty crisp tackling in Toronto, but now I see the referee is in fact talking to O'Riordan.
Now he's going to call a timeout and giving O'Riordan a yellow card.
That's about it's about 10 minutes overdue, but better late than never.
All right, Cosmos' free kick will come from 34 yards. Marinho, see what he does with it. Chips it in the box. Cleared by Chapman. Marinho to Franz. Beckenbauer nicely to Bogey. To Naskins. To Bogey. Now to Denny Tuert, just a bit wide for Denny. Here's the cross. Davis. Shot just went wide. Just went wide by Ricky. And the Cosmos look dangerous that time, as dangerous as they've been all game.
Well, good sustained offense with a variety of options here. Look at this lovely back flip there by Bogey. Unfortunately, he just had a bit too much pace on it, but Dennis clips it back nicely. I think Naskins tries to get in, but cannot. It's headed clear. Ricky pulls it back well and does well to get this right-footed shot off. Just past the post, although Jack Brand was there, to be fair.
Brand didn't hit this very well. Marinho went over the top of Woodward, and they give the Cosmos a throw in. The fans booing. They thought Marinho should have been called for a foul. All right, it'll be a Cosmos throw again. Not a lot of room for the Cosmos. Tulsa has been very active. 12 and a half minutes to play in the half, and Tulsa on top 2-0. Remember, game 2 in Giant Stadium Sunday evening at 7:30. Here's Carbognani for the Cosmos. Playing it to Bogey, couldn't control it. Bogey trying to come back and get it. Cosmos applying some defensive pressure, but Tulsa gets it out. Tulsa's played some good soccer here, Seamus, no doubt about it.
Well, they've played their game, and to a certain extent, they've been allowed to play their game.
Davies heading in the box. Beckenbauer heads it out. Marinho has time to trap it off his chest and get it to Reisbergen. Wim Reisbergen now attacking. There's Wim up the middle. They finally challenge him. Good ball to Denny Tuert. Brand is way out of the goal. Now they play it to Giorgio, to Denny Tuert. Tuert beats his man, tried to cross it. Good defensive play to knock the cross down.
Yeah, good play by David Nish there. And a pretty severe foul on the part of Eskandarian, who came in very hard from behind.
And Davies.
Yeah. But a nice piece of work by Nish, who I thought had a very disappointing game here in Tulsa the last time the Cosmos were in. But he's really playing much better now against his old nemesis from England.
Again, the second game of this series will be played in New York, 7:30 Sunday evening. And bus service, by the way, is available from New York's Port Authority, and tickets may be purchased at all Cosmos ticket outlets. We have 10 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the first half. Seamus will have a halftime interview with young Greg Ryan, who used to play for this Tulsa club. At halftime, we'll also have the goal of the week with Paul Gardner. So stay tuned at halftime. And Cosmos pressuring. Again, Chinaglia cut off the angle to the goalkeeper. They're going to have to clear it on their own. And that's a foul on Naskins.
Yeah, that's a foul worth taking in a sense. I mean, you don't obviously want to hurt a player, but it's good to try to take a risky tackle like that because you may win the ball in their third of the field, which is always what you're after. There you see that jumping, lunging, foot-first effort by Naskins, but the referee quite properly called it for dangerous play.
There's Neskins with a interception, but now it's Tulsa again. Ricky Davis trying to tackle the ball, couldn't get it, as you saw. And now Tulsa playing at the Cosmo zone, where Ricebergen's knocked it over the far sideline. It'll be Tulsa's ball. Time remaining, 9:35 in the first half. A surprising score. Tulsa, a surprising team, on top of the Cosmos, 2-0. Tulsa keeps control inside the Cosmo 35 with Woodward. They say at last touch Carbognani. Carbo copping a plea there, trying to talk the linesman into saying that he didn't touch the ball. Now the referees call timeout, and let's see what the problem is. They just call timeout, stop the clock. Now they put it back in play. Hughes. Carbognani clears it from in front. Ricky Davis surrounded now by Roughnecks. Literally.
Well, that was a pretty blatant foul. Watch Wayne Hughes come in here now. Ricky does have position. See him get his body by in front of the ball there. Very nice piece of shielding work, and he sort of, in a sense, drew the foul by Hughes.
There's Neskins coming back to tackle the ball away for the Cosmos with 8:24 to play in the half. Cosmos would love to score a goal here before the half. They'd like to score two, for that matter.
Well, it's almost imperative that they get a goal pretty quickly.
All right, with the ball now, Beckenbauer inside the 35-yard line. Franz packed in that penalty area. Ball deflected, and what's the call going to be? A foul on Chinaglia. They call Giorgio for a foul.
Giorgio did lift his foot in the air to play that ball. On the other hand, the defender came in pretty low with the head, and that's, of course, a judgment call on the part of the ref. And usually he will defend the player who is trying to head it rather than the other way around.
All right, Woodward plays a long ball up here, and he got around Ricebergen. That's Earle cutting it back, and Beckenbauer clears it. One of the very few times you'll see a player get away from Ricebergen, and Earle did. Naskins play it to Carbognani. Cosmos coming the other way over the midfield line. Carbo with 7:18 to play in the half. And out of Marinho to the 35. Marinho to Denny Tuert. Now to Carbognani. To Eskandarian streaking up the right side. Boy, a lot of people in that penalty box, Seamus. Play it for Tuert. Tuert had 3 people on him. Look like they had 7 guys in the box. Play made by Beckenbauer. Franz Beckenbauer the other way. That was a great tackle. I don't know what the fans are booing about. Bogey. Now to Ricky Davis. And Brand made the catch. That little chipping shot that Brand really had no trouble with at all.
Now you see what that ball needed was from Ricky was a bit more of a hook.
Right.
It just went straight in on Jack. It needed to be swerved away the way we've seen some other crosses. See, there's really no swerve on that ball
and
at all.
Bogey was coming free in the box as well.
And Giorgio just beyond him.
It'll be a Tulsa throw-in now with 6:11 to play in the half, and Tulsa leading the Cosmos 2-0. right, here's Woodward hitting a bad ball, one of the very few things he's done wrong in the first half. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in with 5:55 to play in the half. Tulsa on top 2-0. Goals by Davies. And the first goal by Hughes, Wayne Hughes. Davies now has scored 3 goals against the Cosmos this year. He scored the 2 in that 3-2 Cosmos win. Chinaglia, nice work here to Tuert. No obstruction call.
Oh, I think Dennis did a little bit of a dive on that one.
A little bit of an act.
You know, we talked about the play of a Reardon on Bogey, and actually, you know, that's been pretty effective because the Roughnecks realize that Bogey is the maestro in the middle of the field with Franz now back in defense. So if they can shut him down, they'll have done a lot of good.
All right, here's Denny Tuert now, beating his man to the outside. And they're going to call a foul, or they're going to give, no, they're just going to call throw-in. Throw-in. I thought that linesman originally was going to call a foul.
Let's see, I think,
yes, he did.
Yes, you're right.
Free kick Cosmos now. Bogey to take it. Carbognani trying to head the ball and head it away from him. All right, here's Tulsa building to the midfield line. And that long ball. Beckenbauer got to it first. 4.5 minutes to play in the half. A good shot of Johan Hondo Naskins. Wim Riceberger. Nice ball by Wim to Eskandarian. Eski's got a little bit of room now as he comes to the 35. Play it to Carbo. Bogey trying to tap it back, but Tulsa read it. To Woodward.
At the Skelly Stadium concession stands.
Is Ricebergen. Call for the foul.
Well, one of the toughest calls in this game is what is legitimate contact and what is essentially improper contact or fouling. And the referees, of course, in this professional game do allow a lot of bumping to go, but that one I think was a bit too blatant for the linesman to allow to let go, and he called it for the ref.
There's that curving ball, and I'll tell you, Beckenbauer made a good play that time because that man was coming in at the far post and Franz just got in the way.
That was Chapman. As you mentioned very early on, he does come up for those set situations.
Anytime you see a sweeper back or a stopper score 7 goals during the regular season, you know he's coming up on corner kicks. All right, here's Chinaglia. And now Carbognani, Beckenbauer has room. Here's Franz, right in the box. Looking for someone to go. He has no one yet. Now to Denny Tuert. Tuert with Nish on him. Cuts it back, and Brand made the play.
Good positioning by Jack Brand there. He, in fact, very definitely saved the goal because Giorgio is just waiting behind to tuck that one away. Nice deke there. There's the ball. I see Giorgio waiting behind the defender. And a good piece of work by Jack.
Because Chapman was not in position to stop Giorgio. He'd gone toward the ball, toward Brand. So as Seamus said, if Brand doesn't catch that ball, that's a goal. Beckenbauer. They knock it off the corner flag and over the sideline. Well, actually, the corner flag is in play, so that ball's going to be a throw-in. 2:15 to play in the half. And Tulsa on top 2-0 over the Cosmos. Cosmos cleared out of there. Tulsa keeps the ball. Woodward against Rick Davis. Nice Ricky Davis tackle. Woodward's down. That was a good legal tackle. Fans didn't like it, but there's a pass behind. Chinaglia passing behind Naskins.
Yeah. Good tackle by Ricky Davis. Woodward thought maybe looking at Ricky Davis, here's a young American player, I can go inside him. I don't have to be forced down the line, but Ricky wasn't having any of it.
There's Eski winning it in the air. to Hondo Naskins. Marinho to Franz with 1:39 to play in the half. Here's Beckenbauer rolling it to Denny Tuert. Taking on Nish. Nish plays Tuert on either side. Denny Tuert still with the ball. Trying to play it into Chinaglia, and it was broken up. That time Chinaglia had 2 men behind him and 1 in front of him. I think Ray Klavecka was absolutely right. The Cosmos are trying to penetrate inside, up the middle, and there just isn't any room there. They clogged it up. They've got to stay wide. And maybe an occasional shot from the outside, too, Seamus.
Yeah, I think so.
To loosen that up a bit. All right, Marinho, 53 seconds. It's not a very good ball. Looking for Chinaglia in the box.
Well, these are all English defenders here on the Tulsa team. They're all used to seeing long, raking passes thrown at them, and that sort of ball really is their bread and butter. That doesn't worry them too much at all. It's the clever stuff down the wings or the clever 1-2 pass of the penalty area that is where they become unsettled.
All right, give them credit. Tulsa's played an outstanding first half. There's a ball to Woodward. Played some nice stuff, Seamus, no doubt about it. Woodward hits a swerving left-footed shot that just went wide. Not a bad idea, though.
No, Carbo gave him quite a bit of room, although he was drifting away from the goal when he got the left-footed shot off. But Woodward, as Greg Ryan has told us, is a dangerous player with that left foot.
All right, the first half is now history here in Tulsa, and over 30,000 fans are loving it as their Cinderella Roughnecks have now not only disposed of Minnesota in 2 straight, but lead the vaunted Cosmos 2-0 at halftime. And that's the story so far here in the first half. Cosmos Soccer is being brought to you in part by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the Volkswagen and Porsche Audi dealer organization in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We'll be back with halftime after these important messages. All right, ready for the second half kickoff. Jim Carvalho, Seamus Mallon. The Cosmos have some catching up to do. They trail 2-0. And a big score out of Philadelphia tonight. Tampa Bay in a shootout has beaten Philadelphia 3-2. So the second game of that series goes to Tampa Bay. Will be played in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay up 1-0 in that series. So the have-nots have really been kind of tough here in the NASL playoffs. Naskins played the ball inside. I tell you, Tulsa was looking for an offside. There was no offside there. It's a good thing Brand came out on Chinaglia.
Well, the Cosmos really got to lift up the intensity of their game. They've really been shaken off their, as I said, knocked off their rhythm. They've not been getting the midfield smoothness that they had against Toronto. And now I think you're going to see a lot of these long balls from Tulsa are going to be quite content, I think, to do everything possible to protect a 2-goal lead. Yes, maybe counterattack and hope for a third, but certainly make no mistakes in taking risky short passes out of their own defense.
I tell you, that may be a mistake because they did that the last time when the Cosmos caught up here. They kind of quit playing. That's a handball against Tampa. Excuse me, against got Tampa Bay on the brain against Tulsa. That may be a mistake because they tried to sit in the 2-0 lead the last time and then lost a player, and the Cosmos came and won it. All right, Tulsa. Weisbergen got around and made the play. Beckenbauer, middle of the field now. That time he tried to get the ball to Tour, who had made a run. He broke away as Beckenbauer delivered the pass, and you saw the interception. Now here's Tulsa. Earle stripped of the ball nicely by Weisbergen. Tulsa still all over the Cosmos. Weisbergen's clearing pass picked off. Naskins intercepted for the Cosmos. Bogey with the ball. Nicely to Giorgio. Chinaglia, long ball for Naskins, who did well to even get ahead on the ball. He was out of position, and there's Bogey watching Jack Brand. Bogey giving Brand a hard time. Marinho heading the ball. Weisbergen to Marinho. Away from Woodward. Marinho with that good skill. Here's Francisco Marinho. Bad pass. Now it's Tulsa with Woodward, number 7. Playing it to young Billy Gazonis from Hardwick. Now to Davies, who has scored a goal. Now to Gazonis. Has an open man on the right. That's Hughes. Eskandarian headed it away from Earle over the near sideline. A Tulsa throw. Referee has called time. Cosmos would like to acknowledge the continued support of Joe Manfredi and Safe Auto Sales, official ownership of the Cosmos, of the Bahamas Princess Hotel, training site of the Cosmos, and to Admiral Sportswear, official uniform supplier of the Cosmos. Joe Manfredi, by the way, is with us here on the trip. There's a shot wide by O'Riordan. And it'll be a goal kick now coming up for Hubert Birkenmeyer. The Cosmos trail 2-0. We're in the second half, and we played 3.5 minutes, Seamus.
That's the kind of shot that your teammates get on you for taking when you're 1-0 down or the score is 0-0. When you're 2-0 up, nobody says a word.
And when you're 2-0 up, a lot of times those are the shots that go in.
That's right.
All right, here's Beckenbauer over the midfield line. Cosmos trying to get something going. Carbognani's got some space. Here comes Carbo. In the box, Brand came out to pick it off. Jack Brand came out. In the first half, Tulsa had only 4 shots on goal, and they converted 2.
Here's a nice ball hit with the outside of his right foot. You see it swirling across the penalty area away from the goal, but Jack had anticipated and came out nicely, diving in to one of his own players, but still holding onto the ball.
You know, Jack just loves to be playing against his ex-mates. And right now, he's got a 2-0 lead. Dangerous play. Carbognani really mad at Hughes. All right, let's watch this.
Hughes coming in pretty high here. We'll just catch on the right side of the screen. Yes, you see there's the ball up in the air. And there, oof.
It's the way you break people's legs. All right, Beckenbauer with the ball. Play it back to Franz at the 35. Franz, not a very good pass to Tourt. Eskandarian. Marinho. Hard Marinho shot and a save by Brand. That was a devastating Marinho shot, and Brand was up to it. Fine save by Jack.
That's a worthwhile shot, too. Through a crowd of players, about 4 or 5 players there. A nice dipping shot. Jack did get enough of a look at it to be able to jump on it and make the save.
All right, they call a foul that time as Naskins was tripped. Cosmos will have a free kick now. This will come from about 30 yards. Marinho will take it. Watch for Naskins in the box now. Tulsa clears. Marinho wins it back. Lobs it in the box again. Out comes Brand to punch it away. Ricky Davis. Billy Gazonis with the ball. And O'Riordan and taking the ball back away from a Cosmos defender, took it over the sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw. All right, Davis. Let's see if he throws it long. He does. Right in the box. And that was dangerous as it was knocked over the sideline. Again, Davis is capable, as we told you, of doing that. Cosmo's going to get a corner kick now. Gazona's saying no, it should be a throw-in. Referee says throw, and actually Ricky Davis might be more effective throwing it in. Outside to Eski in the box, let it away. There's Chinaglia coming free in front, cleared away again. This one will be a corner kick, and the Cosmos applying some pressure now, Seamus.
Putting a lot of pressure on and dropping the ball in among a crowd of players. Again, a lot of the balls are flighted in the air, and so that's the way. That's the kind of play that Tulsa can
Haskins
cover.
was the man on the ground, and that's how he got it, as Derricott hit him across the face.
And then Derricott did the obligatory tumble on the ground after you know you fouled somebody else. But he's okay, and the Iron Man's all right too.
Tough man, Mr. Naskins. On the corner kick in front, shot, and it was saved at the near post by Derricott. And the Carbognani shot. So things are going Tulsa's way. But that's where the man's supposed to be. Marinho with that swerving corner kick that's punched out by Brand. That was a dangerous corner by Marinho. Beckenbauer's pass is broken up. And a long ball the other way. It'll be easily handled by Birkenmeyer. Then he toured. I tell you, Tulsa's expended a lot of effort marking the Cosmos all over the field. The Cosmos are hoping that they'll wear down a bit. It's 2-0 Tulsa. Marinho lost his footing. That's no foul. He just lost his footing. Tulsa controls over here with Davies. Cosmos a lot more aggressive now defensively, Seamus. They're really playing the ball a lot better.
Well, you can't score unless you have the ball, and you got to go out and win it. And winning it as close to the opponent's goal as possible is the ideal.
Weisbergen blocked the cross down with his chest. It'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. We have 36 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the match. And Tulsa on top, 2-0. Cosmos coming in have won 6 straight playoff games. They've won 10 straight games. And both streaks are in jeopardy right now. Of course, there's still plenty of time remaining. There's a good Marinho pass to get him out of danger. Then he toured. Tackle away. That's a good tackle. Bogey to Weisbergen. Wim looking for the open man. It's Marinho doing a lot of attacking now in the second half. Marinho to Denny Tourt. Then he never really could control that pass very well, and he's down the ground. Tulsa, some nice ball work. Now that should be a pushing foul against Davies, and it is. That's a good call.
It is a good call. The crowd
Well,
boos it.
Tulsa crowd.
That's right, as they boo every call that goes the wrong way from their standpoint.
All right, here's Franz. To Bogey to Franz. And Naskins was now fouled. Naskins fouled by Derricott. So the Cosmos will have a free kick just outside the 35-yard line.
Tulsa giving up a lot of free kicks in that area. One of these may hurt them.
Free kick
Marinho.
By number 6.
Tourt, not a very good pass to Tourt to begin with by Marinho, just a bit too far outside.
The ball hit the corner flag again for the second time in the game. This time stayed in play.
All right, here's Beckenbauer in his own zone. Naskins plays it to Marinho. He's been the attacking man in the second half. Carbognani on the left wing. Now the Cosmos getting that long ball in the box. Ricky Davis could not save it. So it's still 2-0 Tulsa. And we played about 10.5 minutes of this second half.
Cosmos looking their most dangerous when they can switch the ball, when they can get it wide and try to stretch that defense. Every time they try intricate passing, that slow build-up in the offensive third, there are just too many players, and they get tackled away or the ball comes loose. It's just too tight in there.
All right, Cosmos will get a throw in. That ball went up the head of Davies of Tulsa. Davis throws it to Franz. Beckenbauer trying to get it to Eskandarian. Here comes Tulsa out of their own zone. And now Billy Gazonis up the left side. Put it through the legs of Eskandarian, and Eski took him down. Obstruction against Eskandarian.
A little piece of cheeky play there by Gazonis. He's a player who's really gained a great deal in confidence in the last year. And he takes on the likes of Eskandarian and pushes it through his legs. That takes a lot of nerve.
And Eski made him pay for that. No player likes to have it put between his legs. All right, watch Woodward now. Cosmos have a two-man wall set up. All right, it's handled by Birkenmeyer. In the second half here in Tulsa, the Cosmos trail the Roughnecks 2-0. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. Two-0 Tulsa on top. 32:47 to play in the match. Tickets for all Cosmos playoff games and Soccer Bowl 79 to be held at Giant Stadium. Tipped over the bar by Birkenmeyer, sets up a corner kick. All tickets for the Soccer Bowl are available at Ticketron, charged at the Cosmos ticket office at 75 Rockefeller Plaza, branches of the Manufacturers Hanover Trust Company in Madison Square Garden in New Jersey. Cosmos tickets available at Fidelity Union Trust Company office in the Giant Stadium. They've sold 50,000 seats for Soccer Bowl already.
Jim, just to explain there, they did not call the corner kick, instead calling a foul on Davies against Birkenmeyer.
All right, here's Beckenbauer's pass. Just a little long for Denny Tuitt, as Beckenbauer made a now familiar brilliant run through the defense and led to it just a bit too much. And Brand, who's seen Mr. Beckenbauer and Tuitt operate that way for a couple of years, read it coming.
We have a substitution for the Cosmos who just came on. Greg Ryan, our halftime interviewee, came on, is now playing left fullback. Marinho has moved up to the middle of the field, and Carbognani has gone to the bench. So there's Greg Ryan.
All right, Eskandarian lost the ball over the near sideline. Now we're going to have a substitution.
Okay, I think they're going to take out Steve Earle, and my guess is they'll put in, yes, a fine player from Iran, Danifard. Now, this is a dangerous player. This is a player of skill and touch, can take on defenders and beat them. And he's going to add a dimension to this Tulsa team in the last 30 minutes of the game.
All right, there's Davies now as they attack the Cosmos. The back heel is knocked away, but Davies came off of the ball. Marinho made the interception. Cosmos start out of their own end. Go to Ricky Davis. And not a very good Bogey and Ricky Davis just never got together on that pass. Woodward now. And now they're going to call what? Foul on Woodward, or is it obstruction against Cosmos? Obstruction Cosmos.
Wim did cut in front of him, but was running with a good deal of speed, not quite as fast as Woodward had, and clearly, therefore, took the edge away from Woodward's lane, as it were. Crossed into Woodward's running lane, and the referee did call obstruction. That's a good call.
Yes, it was. Free kick to Danifard.
Oh, dear. After we had just said what a great, skillful player he is, he gets an easy little trap and blows it.
Never fails. All right, Beckenbauer with it. 30 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the match. When the Cosmos did make that comeback here the last time, they did it in the last 30 minutes. But also factored in there was that Powell was thrown out of the game, so the Cosmos were playing against 10 Tulsa players. All right, toward Chinaglia, broken up.
Here again, you see Marinho was holding the ball in the middle of the field, looking for someone to pass to, and didn't release the ball until somebody ran into the middle towards him. And frankly, I just don't think that's the tactic you want.
60 minutes.
First of all, he's got to release the ball earlier, and secondly, I don't think it's much use to play it to a player who's running into the middle with a man on him.
All right, Cosmos intercept. Ricky Davis made the intercept. Bogey looking. Now plays it to Marinho. To Tour, trying to get it back to Marinho. Fought off the ball. Nice defensive play. Nice play that time by Hughes to prevent a corner kick, and the Cosmos now will get a free kick. They call Hughes for a foul. All right, Marinho will take the kick. Looking it over. Far post. Oh! I'll tell you, Hondo Naskins came flying through the air, was called for the foul, throwing his body at two defenders. Watch this.
This is a ball that swirls way across the far side of the goal. Watch Naskins coming to the left side of the screen. He crashes into two players. Actually, a very fine defensive header there on the part of Terry Darricott, who got up in the air and flicked the ball away from him, high and wide. And that's what you like to see your defenders do. Naskins holding his shoulder there. May have injured it in the fall on this very, very hard turf, artificial turf. Anyhow.
He doesn't look very good right now either, boy, because he's really favoring that shoulder. Right now, Danifard is fouled by Davis.
I should say this surface is probably one of the hardest in the league. It's not at all the best carpet to play on. This one and Portland are the two that players have most to complain about. Now, Ricky Davis clearly just does not get near the ball here, gets in there with his left foot and takes Danifard down.
I think he got the ball, but I think he got Danifard too. Ricky is not a dirty player. He's a very hard player.
Dennis here having words with the referee. Dennis raced up to the referee at halftime to complain about any number of things, I would guess, and perhaps about inconsistency in the decisions regarding physical play.
While that was going on over there, Naskins went to the sideline and had a chat with Joel Rosenstein. Johan coming back on the field, but he is favoring that shoulder a little bit. Just hanging, his right arm is just hanging limp. When he gets the ball again, I think you'll see what we mean. Danifard. And he lost the ball over the sideline.
Yeah, it's great. It's great for a franchise like this to have a player like that, because, as you say, the fans are just growing in sophistication, and it's good to see a kind of a ball player like that for them to associate with, to identify with.
Greg Ryan now moving up on the attack. Got it back to Franz, who gets it to Ricebergen. Gets a little bit of room. Wim now playing it to Bogey, who's been marked very closely. Got to give Tulsa a lot of credit, boy. They've done some very exceptional marking on some key Cosmos players like Bogey, like Naskins. They really shut him down. Chinaglia has been shut down. Denny Turret's been shut down.
Is at the northwest.
That's been a lot of effort from Tulsa. And they were proving to the Cosmos, as they did in Minnesota, and maybe to a lot of fans around the league, that that was not a fluke, that Minnesota win. Ricky Davis. Now they chip it. And Naskins is offside. Now Johan seems to not be favoring that right shoulder as much as he was before. And I can see that right arm just hanging limp.
Every Tulsa player in that last 30 seconds was inside the 35-yard line. I mean, they're just all coming back to close up every possible opening. And the field 67 yards wide, that's really not too hard to do.
All right, we've got 26 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the match. The Cosmos trail 2-0. A Cosmos goal now is extremely important, just to take away their frustration. It was kind of a backheader that time by Naskins. From Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, the Cosmos still trail the Roughnecks 2-0. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, it's still 2-0 Tulsa. Jim Carvella, Seamus Mallon. And we have 25 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the game. The referee's just blown his whistle.
He's running over the linesman, Jim, because after the whistle for the free kick was given, Dennis Turret was flattened by somebody. And the referee didn't see it, and evidently the linesman didn't see it either.
All right, Cosmos have it in play now. Marinho's moved up to midfield. Got a bogey. Ball deflected back. Eskandarian. There's a shot by Marinho over the top. Tulsa is really dominating the box in the air. Every time the Cosmos do flight a ball in there, it seems that fellows like Chapman and O'Riordan are getting there first. Derrickett and winning it in the air.
Yeah, they're just saying if you're going to try to come through the middle, you're going to run into, you know, a platoon.
All right, Jack Brand with a goal kick. Cosmos trailing 2-0. That was Naskins winning it in the air. Should be a Cosmos throw-in. And time winding down now, 24 minutes and 14 seconds of the match. And the Cosmos 2-0 down. Julio Mazet is going to bring Mark Liverich in the game, I believe. There's shot of Ray Clavecca. There's Professor Mazet. He's done such a marvelous job with his team. Julio Mazet.
Well, Mark, you know, it's tough to substitute Giorgio because Giorgio can score. Giorgio scored a great scissors kick goal here last time. But Mark maybe can give them a little bit more pace and a bit more speed around the outside, and instead of just being a central target man.
He's been surrounded by players. You have to give Tulsa a lot of credit. There's no doubt about it, because they've played a very good game. Very sound defensive game. They've had only a couple of opportunities, but they converted them. That's what it's about, back of the net.
They've also moved, the Cosmos also, I see, are moving Naskins much more now up into the front. He's almost been a target man himself a couple of times, and that's a smart play, too, because he's so good in the air that he's going to set up some chances.
Greg Ryan won that ball initially. Now Ricebergen chests it to Marinho. Back to Franz. Carlos Alberto out. with a hamstring pull. Should be available for Sunday. Here's Mark Liverich, a new man. And now here's Franz. Beckenbauer. Give and go to Franz. Broken up. There's that good Tulsa defense again. Marinho wins the ball. Now to Tuart. Denny Tuart getting away from 2 men. Third man got him good. That's O'Riordan. O'Riordan.
Well, there were 2 very hard tackles that missed on Dennis. He got away from the first one, and then Gazonis came in, feet flying, and he got away from him. But then I think O'Riordan came in and just really wrapped him up.
So tempers flaring.
Okay, here's Dennis. You see now he's on the ball. There he gets away from one hard. No, that's the foul, I guess, where he pulls him over. And then they wrestle around NHL style on the ground.
And Naskins gets over to pull O'Riordan off Tuart.
Well, Naskins wisely goes over to pull off the opponent. You never pull off your own man. You always pull the opponent off. There you see him pulling him down.
Well, he got the ball first. All right, we're back now to the live action. Cosmos controlling deep in Tulsa zone. There's a long cross. Eskandarian headed it over the bar. Eski got in a really good position and a good cross to Eski.
A good piece of work by Eski, who ghosts by his Iranian national teammate Danifard. Here you see the ball way over the far side, beating all the defenders. And there's Eski coming in, getting inside Danifard, and just not able to get it down low enough and to the far corner.
All right, here's the situation. With 21 minutes and 51 seconds to go, the Cosmos trailing 2-0. Should Tulsa win this game, Cosmos would have to win the game in New York at 7:30 on Sunday, and then we would go into a 30-minute mini game. The Cosmos would have to win that if they're to advance. And should they advance, they would play the winner of the Vancouver-LA series, and we'd have that game on television next Wednesday. And right now, we're hoping against hope that there will be a next Wednesday for the Cosmos. Here's Danifard, and he lost the ball over the near sideline. Marinho plays it to Reisbergen. Now to Franz. Beckenbauer got away. He has a man on the left. Away from Bogey. Marinho heads it right back in the box again. Picked up by Marinho to Franz.
Oh dear, what a great ball by Franz. Just not read by Mark Liverich. That was a superb pass from Beckenbauer. He just knocked the ball. It looked as though he was going to pass it over the next defender to Mark Liverich, but instead he knocked it forward for Mark to run onto, knowing Mark could really thump that with his left foot. And Franz very upset that Mark didn't interpret that properly.
2-0 Tulsa, and we have 20 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the match. This Tulsa team, along with Philadelphia, the 2 real surprise teams so far in the playoffs, come in with a record of 14-16 and are playing the team with the best record in the North American Soccer League, and they have them down 2-0.
Well, San Diego, too, has been a bit of a surprise, Jim. They've had some amazing results, beating California handily in the first round, scoring 7 goals in the second game, and then beating Chicago 2-0.
That's Duricott, a tough little fullback. He's tough in the air. He's had to mark Naskins a lot of times tonight, and that's not the easiest thing in the world.
Now this Tulsa team has played itself to a standstill. I really didn't think it'd be that possible given the terrific emotional series they had with Minnesota, because that was a bit of a grudge series. They felt they were victimized by poor refereeing last year when they were eliminated by Minnesota, so they had a lot to shoot for. And Minnesota had really been on a bit of a downslide towards the end of the season, so they were able to knock them off. But now to get up again for the Cosmos is really quite remarkable.
All right, Beckenbauer, Ryan, for Liverich. Trying to work a little give and go with Naskins that time. And again, the close marking. They're so tight on the Cosmos players when they get around that box, Seamus. The Cosmos aren't able to turn or play the ball off very easily. They've got to play it quickly. Most of the time they're being bumped. And Tulsa has done this the entire game. A lot of people say that's the way to play the Cosmos. It's one thing to say that and one thing to execute it. And Tulsa so far has executed. Here's Franz.
I noticed,
he's not playing like a sweeper anymore.
Right.
He's playing like a midfielder.
And Sanino has come in, by the way, for bogey. Now Sanino on the ball.
Here's Sanino now. Brand. And there was Naskins on that far post along with Liverich. But Brand picked off the cross.
You know, Jack has looked very confident in the air. And a lot of people felt that with the Cosmos that wasn't always his strength.
Well, Tulsa is playing now much better than they have all year long. It's amazing what a couple of wins, emotional wins like the Minnesota series can do for a club. They start playing better than maybe they can play. There's Beckenbauer penetrating again and fouled 25 yards from goal. Beckenbauer really turning it on now, Seamus, trying to do it himself, trying to create the goal that the Cosmos must have to get off the schneid. They've got to get this first goal before they can think about the tying goal.
Well, Marinho is probably going to have a go at this one. We watched him here last night practice these shots. And we all know what he can do with them. And if
he's
he could
capable.
Just pull one off now, it would certainly get him back in the game.
Last free kick he had, he chipped in the box. This time straight ahead, he drives it into the wall. And they clear the ball over the near sideline. Sanino to throw in. Out to Beckenbauer. Sees Ryan over on the left side of the field, wide open. Now to Greg Ryan, the former Roughneck, in the box for Tuart. Heads it toward Liverich and cleared. Liverich almost had a shot there. There's Ricky Davis. To Naskins. Eskandarian to the speedy Sanino now. Naskins is in front. Sanino still with the ball. And he dribbled it over the goal line.
Too bad. He had a good chance there to do some damage.
I think he was confused by the lines. There's a yellow line there. That's the out of bounds. And there's a white line behind it. I think he thought he had more room.
Well, he might have released it a bit earlier.
Unfortunate, too, Seamus, because early on he had Neskins running clear in front of the net. Had he gotten the ball then, it might have been dangerous. It's been that kind of a night for the Cosmos. They've just been a bit behind. Playing an inspired team that's been a step quicker all night long. And a team that's really determined.
Well, this game has now, for the last 20 minutes, been played almost entirely in the Tulsa half. But that's to be expected, I think, because of the fact that Tulsa would go back and defend.
Liverich. Again, it seems that every time a Cosmos player has the ball, there are 3 red shirts around him. And a foul called against Tulsa as Naskins goes for the ball over there, and he and Davies bumping. Cosmos with a free kick now. Beckenbauer will take it. We look at the box, we see Tuart. Liverich is in there. They play it to Mark. Liverich to cross in front, and nobody there.
Oh.
That was a fine cross on the ground by Mark. Brand was out of position, and Sanino was not in position to slot it home.
Well, this is a cross that beats all his own players as well as the defense. Hit with great pace along the ground, and there Sanino just could not get in there close enough to have a go at it. And Dennis also in the center couldn't get to it.
Now it's 13 minutes to play in the match. And the Cosmos will have a shot at this Tulsa club Sunday at 7:30 at Giant Stadium.
Actually, that is a tough cross, Jim, because most of your teammates are expecting a lofted ball rather than a ground ball, so they naturally hang back from the goal.
All right, Rick Davis. Actually, Rick did not control that ball very well and had to make the pass a little more quickly than he wanted to, and it was a bad pass. So the Cosmos, should they lose here tonight, would have the task of beating Tulsa in the first game in New York Sunday night at 7:30 game. And then winning a mini game, a 30-minute mini game. That, by the way, is not a sudden death game. It's an entire game.
And it hasn't been played yet in the playoffs anywhere. Every team which has gone home, having lost the first leg away, has lost their home game too.
All right, here's a Marinho ball up the left side that Liverich runs down. Here comes Mark. Stewart's got a chance. He backheeled to Marinho. Shot. It was deflected, and Brand couldn't save it before it went over the goal line.
What a great pass from Dennis, laying it back to Marinho.
I know, but I thought that Stewart should have taken this. Now watch this. Looks like Stewart's in position to maybe take a shot. Right back to the live action after the corner kick. The Cosmos control. Eskandarian had it knocked away. Woodward running the other way. Picked up by Reisbergen. Shot. Quick throw by Birkenmeyer.
No problem, really.
Now we're 14 minutes and 14 seconds of play in the game. Naskins with the ball from Beckenbauer. Naskins with Dericat all over him. Johan, a nice pass to Marinho. And from behind, the ball cleared. And almost picked off by
Yes,
George.
what a very well-read move by Dennis there, who saw Davies coming back and knew instinctively that he was going to push it easily back to his goalkeeper rather than trying to turn in a crowd of traffic in his own penalty area. So he nipped in to try to get the interception.
Last time the Cosmos lost a playoff game was last year in Minnesota. That 9-2 debacle that Jack Brand was in the goal for. And the Cosmos had to come back and beat Minnesota in the regulation game, which they did handily. And then after going through that 30-minute mini game, they won in a shootout, a dramatic shootout. That's a foul on O'Riordan fouling Sanino.
It was the same contest as this game was as far as the stage of the playoffs. It was the first game of that conference semifinal championship, because the Cosmos then went on to play Portland.
Right. All right, Woodward comes out of the game.
And Skotarek comes in, another wily veteran of the NASL.
Alex Skotarek, who played many years with his Chicago ball club. All right, Liverich, and it's knocked out there by Dericat. Just can't give this Tulsa team enough credit defensively, boy. They have really made the effort tonight. Marinho to Beckenbauer. Franz to the 35-yard line. It's the open man. That's Greg Ryan. Plays it back to Marinho at the 35. 12:40 to play in the game. Marinho cross field. Beckenbauer's got it. He's got Eskandarian up the right side. Eski hit it over the bar.
Eski showing a little bit of the frustration of being 2 down with what, about 15 to go, 12:23 to go. Opting unwisely for a shot where he might have controlled and done some damage with a well-hit cross.
So the Cosmos with their backs against the wall, about to see their 10-game win streak snap, their 6-game playoff win streak snap. And Jack Brand, the ex-Cosmos keeper, has blanked him tonight. Although, to be quite honest, Jack has not really been tested. He's made some good plays on crosses in the box, excellent plays. But the Cosmos really have not tested him with a hard shot on goal. Marinho. Shot, and it went wide. That's one of the best scoring chances we've had in the second half, and that was by Hughes, who scored the first goal.
Hughes showing a great amount of explosiveness here for so late in the game. Goes by 3 players, really, and gets that shot off. And Birkenmeyer was beaten. He had committed himself a little bit to his left, and Hughes just stung it by the post to his right.
I think he's got a cramp here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He may have a cramp because he's put on tremendous acceleration here very late in the game where his muscles must be very tired. And it's the time when you do get these cramps.
He had Beckenbauer beaten.
Yep.
Looks like he's got a cramp or a muscle pull.
We're looking at some statistics here as we watch this injury to Hughes being treated, and notice that the Cosmos have committed 12 fouls to Tulsa's 26. So that's a pretty dramatic difference in the level of aggressiveness. We talked at the top of the show how the Cosmos might react to that level of aggressiveness, but frankly, I didn't think it would be quite this intense. And I think it's only fair to say that it has knocked them off their game. Early on in the game, Cosmos had come back and dominated the second half, but had just been unable to put the finishing touch on those chances.
26,000, the crowd here. That's a Tulsa playoff record. It is not a record crowd. The Cosmos own that, said earlier, over 30,000.
Here it goes again. Hughes by Marinho and Reisbergen, and then he takes the fall after the shot.
You know, he fell on his left knee. We saw that on that replay, and it very well could be that maybe it was more than just a pull muscle, because he fell very hard on this very hard AstroTurf on his left knee. And that may be the injury. And Hughes, who scored the first goal, assisted on the second goal, is getting a well-deserved standing ovation here in Tulsa.
And he is going to be replaced by number 4, who is Astikaraga, a midfield player who can best be described as a hard player.
All right, we're back to the live action. Hughes is off the field. Cosmos trailing 2-0. Liverich playing it to Greg Ryan. Ryan, Reisbergen, and now this is Marinho. Eskandarian has been doing a lot of attacking the last 10 or 15 minutes. Now to Rick Davis, who has not been. Referee says play on. There's Franz. Beckenbauer. Played to Marinho. In the box, Naskins goes for the ball, but Derricott, who's also very good in the air, got to it first.
Yeah, if the Cosmos are resorting to some of these long balls now into the penalty area, that's almost a measure of desperation, because anybody, I think, associated with this club will confess that heading is not the Cosmos' strength.
Well, also by having Bogey out of there, you know, the Cosmos have lost some of their short passing game around the box, which Bogey kind of keys, almost playing at a high post position. About he just kind of plays the ball in there. That doesn't help any. And also, it's the frustration of the whole thing. You're down 2-0, and you're trying to get a quick goal, and for some reason, you start, you know, sticking it in the box and hoping that maybe somebody will make a mistake.
10 minutes left in the game. 10 minutes.
All right, here's Beckenbauer penetrating. Sanino taken down.
Oh my goodness!
And
he's not going to call that.
Nothing called by Maglio.
Oh dear! What a blatant penalty. Okay, he had once again Sanino had beaten his man on speed. Now watch him pull down from behind by Skotarek. A little hard to imagine how that couldn't have been seen.
All right, here's Liverich. Here comes Mark. Shot that's deflected. It'll be a corner kick, Cosmos. 9:18 to play in the game. All right, here's Eskandarian now. There's Mark Liverich. There's the corner. Goal kick coming up again. Cosmos coming up empty in the box here. 8:50 to play in the match. Cosmos trail 2-0 to the upstart Tulsa Roughnecks. So now you have two teams still in the playoffs with under 500 records. And Tulsa is going to be up in the playoffs too at 14-16. And Philadelphia, which just lost to Tampa in a shootout tonight. Naskins trying to head the ball back to Liverich, but he was coming the other way. Now they're going to call a foul, I believe, against the Cosmos, or is it against Tulsa? It's against Tulsa. It's against Davies.
Trying to remember when the Cosmos were last shut out. Not at all this season, except in the exhibition match with Argentina and with Bayern.
Cosmos trailing 2-0, reflected in the faces of Ray Klevecka in the middle, Joel Rosenstein and Arnie Trachtenberg, the trainer and assistant trainer of the Cosmos. A long ball. It's Weisbergen plays to Davis. Couldn't control it. Kazonis won it. This has not been the Cosmos' best effort of the year. Danifard is fouled by Sanino.
Well, you know, a lot of the talk was, you know, would it be Los Angeles or Vancouver? And this is a good reminder. There you see the foul again. Not a very severe one, but it threw him off balance. It's a good reminder that, you know, there's a major obstacle before Los Angeles or Vancouver, and now it's even more major than anybody would have thought.
All right, it'll be a Cosmos throw. Deep in their own zone. Just amazing that Tulsa could keep this work rate going for 84 minutes. And they've done it. And they almost scored their third goal right there. Davies, not very good ball control that time. That's not really his game. His game is in the air. And he did his job tonight by scoring the second goal. All right, Eskandarian. Danifard pushes his ex-teammate down. Eski and Danifard played for Iran, his World Cup team. All right, here's Marinho now at the midfield line with 6:13 to play. Well, it's not likely that anyone would score 2 goals in 6 minutes in this stage of the game, but if anybody could do it, it would be the Cosmos. Cleared by Big Sam Chapman.
It was considered unlikely in Los Angeles that last night that Vancouver would yield a 2-goal lead late in the game, but yield it they did on 2 goals in the last 7 or 8 minutes. The last one at 1:44 to go.
All right, Rick Davis. Ricky got it from behind. Referee said play on. Fans didn't like the call. There's Greg Ryan. Then he toured. Look at this shadow. Cosmo still can't get a man free. Now Reisbergen comes free. And can't control the ball. Knocked over the near sideline. Tulsa holding on now with 5:11 to play, leading the Cosmos 2-0. Eskandarian to Marinho. Beckenbauer free in the middle of the field. Marinho plays it instead to Sanino. Almost touched the ball. Now Beckenbauer with under 5 minutes to play in the game. Played out to Ryan. Greg for Liverich. Here's the Liverich cross. Naskins heads it toward goal. Cleared again by Tulsa. Again in the box. Naskins can't get free. Cleared again. Tulsa's always had a foot there when the Cosmos were about to let a shot go. And there's a foul against Tulsa. Davies has had a lot of fouls tonight.
Well, this team, as we said earlier, really felt that they should have beaten the Cosmos before. Of course, a lot of teams say that. They say, well, we had this chance, we had that chance.
Every team says they're going to beat the Cosmos. Very few do, but Tulsa is beating them right now. 3:55. But this series is not over yet. Tour it. Now, see, that's kind of typical of the Cosmos play tonight. Their passes have just not been the usual crisp Cosmos passes, just behind people, just to the side of them. When they have looked like they're going to take a shot on goal, there's always been a Tulsa foot or a Tulsa head there. There's a nice bit of work. Here comes Franz, playing it to Sanino. Plays it back for Liverich. mark in the box. That's going to be corner kick Cosmos with 3:20 to play in the game. All right, let's watch the corner now. Knock it over in the stands. Cosmos throw. Ricky Davis will take it. Now watch for a long Davis throw in the box. Here it comes. Headed away. Cleared by Tulsa. Danifard. And here come the Roughnecks. Weisbergen, the only man back. But he's taking the angle away. Now the cross. Too far. It'll be a Cosmos throw with 2.5 minutes to play in the game. And the Cosmos are about to lose their first playoff game since that first Minnesota game last year. Tonight, Schaefer, most valuable players, Franz, Beckenbauer. At the end of the season, the player with the most total points will receive a portrait of himself by artist Leroy Neiman. Well, Cosmos will be hoping that Carlos Alberto will be ready for Sunday. Franz Beckenbauer, our most valuable player. Franz played an outstanding game. Unfortunately, many of the other Cosmos did not, but let's not take a thing away from Tulsa, because, you know, you usually play as well as the other team allows you to, Seamus.
Tulsa has played a superb game, maybe even somewhat over its head.
There's a steal on Beckenbauer. And a goal. Well, that's unusual. Danifard was chasing Beckenbauer. And Franz made an uncharacteristic bad pass. And we had a one-on-one situation, and Davies scored it. Now watch it. Look at Danifard.
I think Danifard hits his leg. Yeah, you see, I think Danifard actually hit Franz's leg from behind, and that's how the ball came loose from him.
Now we're in a shootout situation. And we're not talking about 5 seconds either. Greg Ryan tried to get to the ball. And Tulsa now with a 3-0 lead with a minute and a half to play in the game. And things will be interesting in New York on Sunday night. Still some good tickets available for that one, and you won't want to miss. That ought to be a classic Sunday night. You know the Cosmos will really be breathing fire, and they've got to win twice. Got to win the first game and then a 30-minute game. And if nobody scores in that 30 minutes, as the Marinho free kick at the side of the net, there's Jack Brand holding the ball up in the air. You know Jack's happy. Then we're going to go to a shootout. And that should be interesting because that man, Brand, is an outstanding shootout keeper. Keep in mind also that Birkenmeyer has never been involved in a shootout. Of course, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but that all may happen Sunday night at 7:30 at Giant Stadium. A minute to play in the match. And Tulsa continues its Hollywood story. Its script is still intact. A 14-16 club that's knocked off Minnesota. And now, halfway home, they're knocking off the Cosmos.
Well, this is a small-town story, and you got to feel a certain amount of admiration for these people. They want so badly to beat the big boys from New York, and they've really done it in great style here tonight. And much as you hate to see the Cosmos not play well and go down to defeat, nonetheless, you've got to have a little bit of sense of appreciation for what this means to this franchise and to these people.
Well, you know, I think as Cosmos announcers, I think it's more than that tonight. I think it's being a sound reporter. And you people have watched the same game that we've discussed, and to say that Tulsa has not outplayed the Cosmos would be grossly unfair, misleading, and untrue. They've put on a tremendous effort. I don't think there's anyone in the country or the world that thinks that Tulsa's as good as the Cosmos, but they've given the effort tonight. They've given the effort, and it's paid off. It's paid off. With 7 seconds to go, This crowd of 26,000 counting it off, and this one is history. And the Tulsa Roughnecks have defeated the Cosmos 3-0, setting up game 2 in New York, a do-or-die game now for the Cosmos. Sunday night at 7:30. And that's it. And the Cosmos have been beaten soundly by Tulsa. 3-0. And this crowd is very happy, and so is that man, Jeff Brand. We'll be back with a post game after this message. Yeah. All right. All right. I got it.